Hey all. I'm literally gonna try to do this. This may help me. I have like 10 minutes before I have to leave the house. I'm already ready to go in my coat and all. And we'll see if I can pull this off. So I've been meaning to give an update. I would love to give like a blog, but it just takes too long to write something and edit it and all that jazz. And hopefully this will be faster and I'll actually get something up. If you want a brief update on the last couple of years, just read the last couple of posts. They kind of, bring you up to date, I think. I was really sick last year. I'm about 8 months into trying to recover. And I don't know. I was kind of feeling like, wow, this is taking a long time. And then like, oh, I'm kind of getting better. And now I'm like, maybe I'm not getting better anymore. And that could just be the way it is for me. I might just have to get infusions every year and try to keep my blood levels up that way. So that's just kind of the way it goes for some people. And it would have been great if that wasn't the way, but whatever. I'm finding that I've been sleeping again in the day, like 3 hours a day. And obviously that's not normal. So last time I let that kind of go for a long time, like a year, before all the other things started happening and it became like a medical emergency. Trying not to do that this time and just trying to be like, hey, you know what? Needing to nap for 3 hours, that's not normal. That's bad. Something's wrong with you. So I'll be looking into that soon. But it also could just be because we have an extra teenager in our house now, and he's really dramatic and kind of exhausting. So it could be that. I'll tell you more. Let me tell you about that. Okay. So if you read it below, you know that kid skipped 8th grade and went into the public high school, which is like the best thing we ever did. Great. She's thriving. She's still top of her new class and socially so much happier. She just matured faster than everybody else. She was in a really, really small school with like one class per grade, and there were only 20 kids. So when she kind of grew out of that setting, there was nowhere to go. And she needed like older kids, more mature kids, more interesting, whatever dynamics. So this has done that while also providing her an accelerated academic experience, which she also needed because she was also like the top of the school and already was in the advanced classes in 7th grade, and 8th grade was just going to kind of be like a holding year, and that just seemed dumb. So we could have paid a lot of money for her to go to like a private school for 8th grade or try just going to 9th grade in the public school, which was free and seemed like a pretty good low risk option. And that was great. So since she's there, and she's interested in doing a foreign exchange, we had been like having our eyes open for that kind of stuff. And there's a Brazilian exchange student in town sponsored through the Rotary. And they do things a little bit differently than the other exchanges. And kid knew him, and they're not good friends, but friendly and knew each other, get along. And he needed a second semester home. So he is living with us. And he's a senior, although at home he would have graduated. So that is causing a little bit of drama and angst because he doesn't really want to go to class. He'll go, but he doesn't want to do any work because it doesn't matter. And while I get that, obviously he still has to. So, and also he's in love with the 22-year-old and he's not allowed to be. And so that's also another thing we're having to deal with. In the end, obviously we're dealing with an 18-year-old boy who is going through things an 8-year-old boy would go through. And that's fun. Yeah. So all the things about his personality that were like exciting and charming when you meet him briefly can kind of become exhausting when you have to like live with him and try to parent him, He's really nice. He's wonderful. He is really nice and well-meaning. He's just the kind of kid who like just doesn't let things go. And I'm not used to that because like obviously my kids and I have a different kind of relationship and they don't pester me, And he's not doing it to be annoying. It's just like that's just his personality and the way that he's always kind of worked. He was the baby of his family. It worked his situation and like pestered until people break. And yeah, that's kind of driving me crazy a little bit. But on the plus side, he and baby are like best friends. They get along great. She loves having an older brother. He's, obviously he's not doing any homework, so he's available to take her sledding and build dangerous ramps on a driveway and stuff like that she was otherwise not having. He loves old Disney movies like Hannah Montana because he watched that in Brazil, and so he's really happy to like binge watch Disney movies with her and things like, kid has a ton of homework and does sports, and she's just not available to just be like a 10-year-old sidekick. But Zhao is. He's really into it. So this is probably like going to be the best 6 months of her life and like the hardest when he goes. It's going to be devastating. So we're kind of like, but for all the like angst and trouble he gives me, like that is such a great benefit that like, it'll be what it'll be. And so that's kind of like our major thing. I will say like things I didn't think about. I have to do so much more cleaning. It's crazy. Just adding one other adult into the house is like nuts. So just the dishes alone, I'm just having to run the dishwasher like twice a day. It's, and everything, it's just everything. It just compounds everything to a level where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm constantly cleaning now. Also, Mr. F has been renovating our bathroom this whole time. It was supposed to be done before exchange student came. Obviously, that would have been better than going from 2 bathrooms to 1 bathroom while adding an 18-year-old boy. But it's been a nightmare, and we're like 2 months in, and it's not done, and it's just like, obviously he works full time, but so he's not able to like help with anything because he's literally coming home from work and going in that bathroom for like 6 hours a day. It's so crazy. And so yeah, it's just been like and so this could be also why I'm more tired. I'll just say that. And also, having the teenagers, like they don't go to bed. And I can't go to bed until they're in bed just because, like, I just am not that kind of a sleeper. And I also just don't want to leave people up, it's not my thing. But, so it's just hard. That's kind of a hard part too. So I'm hoping I get my blood work done, and it turns out I'm just tired because I'm not 100%. And now I have to try to function on 5 hours of sleep, and I can't, so I have to sleep 3 hours in the day to get to 8, and I don't have the reserves of a normal person to be able to like push through a low sleep couple of months anymore. That's what I'm hoping. That would be like good bad news, but better than bad news. And what else? Real quick, I'm gonna say I got a Fitbit Ultra for Christmas. And if you were thinking like, ooh, wouldn't it be nice to have kind of like a smartwatch? It turns out it is. So I got it. I was excited because it had a watch on it and my old Fitbit did not. And, but even better, my phone calls and texts come through to this. So the text will like, you'll know you got a text and it will like start reading the first couple of words. And the calls, it like vibrates and you know what number is calling you. For me, that's life-changing because for some reason I never hear my phone, or it's in my purse still, or it's wherever I'm shopping, I can't hear it. And now I know like, oh, someone's calling me, and it's like I've been answering the phone all the time now. So I enjoy it, and it seems worth it. It wasn't that expensive, and it's more attractive than my old Fitbit. Like, see, like right now I'm getting a text. And the other thing I got is the Ninja coffee bar, which you might see the woman from Modern Family advertising, or she was around Christmas. And I love it. It's worth it if you're in the market for a new coffee maker. It brews by the cup, but without those pods, so it's cheaper to use, and it's not environmentally unfriendly like the pods are. And cheaper to use because you don't have to buy those expensive pods, and you're literally only using as much coffee as you need, where before I'd be like trying to brew 2 cups, but you're kind of brewing 4, and always having a little bit of coffee that you're throwing out. And it's like the best cup of coffee. I prefer it to anything else I can get, even like out of the house. I prefer to come home, and you can make lattes or cappuccinos or whatever kind of thing you like to do. And you can get it with a craft, but the whole point for me is that I hate old coffee, so we have one that's just by the cup because we drink it by the cup. So I recommend it. It's great. It's great. Other things I recommend quickly. I got the Ninja. It's just coincidence. We had like one of those, blender. What is it? You know, they had one. It was kind of funny. It had a funny name. I don't remember what it is. It was old. We had it for 15 years. It died. And now we got like whatever the cheap one of the Ninjas, and it's like motor was like 7 times as powerful as this Magic Bullet that we had. That's what it was. And so it's like just the cheap one. I think it's like $49. I had a coupon. It was $40, something like that. And for making smoothies, it's same, just individual. It doesn't have like a big thing. Love it. If you're in the market for a new one, it's great. And I have one of those Dyson like vacuums that you'll see where it's like just onto your wall and it's just a stick vacuum. It's great, people. It's the best vacuum I've ever had. I got that for Christmas 2 years ago and I use it all the time. So it's so easy to use, as I have told the kids. It's so easy to use. You guys could use it, but they don't. That's that. The other thing is we switched like all our bedrooms around so that even though Xiao was coming to our guest room, we have done all this stuff. So our house is kind of like a little bit crazy, which is probably adding to my exhaustion just because when I procrastinate, I also get tired. Okay, that is my massive update, and I hope all is well, and maybe I'll be back. Bye.